Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's session. I'm excited to be here. We are going to be discussing how top realtors get clients and close deals. They close more deals in this digital age, right? How beautiful. My mic is good. How top realtors, get clients and close more deals in this digital age. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Are you excited? Are we excited? Good to see you. Good to see you, Ugu Holy. It's good to see you, everybody. Good to see you, Jesse. Good to see you, Adiche. It's good to see you all. So we're getting straight to it. Let's get straight to the business. Um, this is a series on the modern realtor blueprint, right? Today is like the first edition. We're going to be doing the other editions in subsequent times. The modern realtors blueprint, and the first installation is building the foundation for consistent sales. That's the first stage of this, blueprint, right? And that's what we're starting with today. We're going to be talking about building. It's like a realtor wake up call, right? Sometimes we need these reminders. We know a few of these things I'm going to be saying, but we need the reminders. And of course, there may be things within the conversations we're having that may be a reminder, right? Or may spark an idea in your mind. So that's the essence of today's conversation. It's a four-part series. So subsequent times, of course, we're going to do the other parts. But for today, we'll do a rundown on everything, the complete system on how the modern realtor makes consistent sales in today's digital age, right? So at the end of today's conversation, I want us to understand a few things, maybe four things basically. We're going to be understanding why many hardworking realtors struggle despite putting in long hours. They don't really make a lot of money, even though they put in a lot of hours, right? For those that are new, it's good you even understand this now, right? If you understand this now, it is easier for you, to build right and on time. For those that have been in the system for some time, it's also okay to like revisit some of this conversation so that you stop struggling so much, and at the end of the day, there's no much results, right? And number two, we're going to try to understand how today's buyers make decision. Yesterday's buyers and today's buyers are different. Buyers evolve, just like we evolve, just like the market evolves, right? Buyers evolve. And then number three, we're going to be learning the complete blueprint of a successful real estate business. How does a real estate business flow from this to this to this to that, right? That complete blueprint. We're going to be talking about it today. We're going to be identifying the areas that you need to improve. So while we're having this conversation, I want you to have a notepad beside you. In the notepad, you're going to be noting down the things you're going to be improving on as we mention them as we go, right? If you have any questions, you can, ask me. At the end of the conversation, we're going to have a very robust Q&A session. It has to be at the end because we need to I may answer some of the questions you're asking, so um at the end of the conversation, we're going to have that Q&A session. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. For those watching online, for those here, you can ask me. Right? Yeah, so that's what we're going to be discussing today. If you can hear me clearly, type one in the comment section. I want to know you can hear me. And if you can see me, type two. Let's know you can see me. I also like to know where you're watching from if you're watching online, right? So quickly, within the brevity of time, we're just going to have this conversation. Why? How do top realtors get clients and close more deals? The keyword is consistently in today's digital age and time, right? So again, the first question is why is it that some realtors sell consistently every month while others, that are privy to the same information, the same property, barely make sales? What is the difference between the two, right? Um, some people will say privilege, others will say contacts, Some other people will say they know somebody that knows somebody that brings the sale, right? But some others will say referral. But I've always argued that you cannot build a business depending on referrals alone. I've always had that argument because what if the person you're hoping on decides not to is now frowning for you that day and decides not to now refer you to the person? And what if they refer you to their circle that may not have the wherewithal, the financial capital to buy the thing? They have referred you, but it's not now paying, right? I believe strongly that the major difference between the two, the person that makes consistent sales, and the other realtor that just keeps struggling, you're working hard, though, but you're struggling, is systems. Finish. Is systems. They have a system for everything, for lead gen. Of course, we're going to be dissecting those things one after the other. They have a system for lead gen. They have a system for personal branding. Personal branding should be systemized as well, right? You don't leave these things to chance. They have a system for they have a system for they have a system for lead gen, they have a system for personal branding, they have a system for content creation. It is systemized. It's not when you feel like, it's not like you just woke up one day. And basically, what is a system? System is simply a sequence of doing something predictably. Do you understand? Point A, just like, do you know that when you wake up in the morning, you already have a system? You wake up, brush your teeth, take your bath, get your clothes ready. That's a system. So that means every morning you don't wake up and say, should I brush in the night or in the morning? Like, especially when you're going somewhere, except you get like it's systematized. All right, that's a system. So when people hear system, think it's one big thing. No, it's just a sequence, a laid out sequence of doing something. I do this, then I do this, then I do that. All right, that is what a system is. So the difference is systems, right? And I'll try to break each system down as much as possible so that we can learn, we can get information from this. Um, the successful realtors or successful business people, right? They don't rely on hope. Hope is good. There's an adage in Igbo then my mom used to say, Aguru were ulilanya ona ebu mmadu. When the hunger has hope, the hunger they see food. The tunnel light is showing, there at least there's a tunnel. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It does kill somebody. So yes, hope is good. Hope keeps us alive. Hope keeps us going, right? Especially when things don't seem to be the way, you know, we don't, and your emotions are not good enough to lead you. All right. So yes, hope is good, but you don't rely on hope. You don't rely on luck. You don't rely on referrals alone, right? They build systems. Now, here are three systems they build. They build a system to consistently attract buyers. All right. They build a system to build trust. See, you will structure your trust building mechanism. It is not random. It You structure it. All right. They build a system to convert prospects, okay, to clients. So they build a system to attract buyers. That's a visibility system. They build a system to build trust, because when you attract the people, they're looking at you from afar now, like, can I trust this person? It will be a system around the trust building mechanism, and also build a system to convert these prospects to clients, right? Um, I want to know that we are still following so far. Let me know in the comment section if you're following. I'm not seeing your comments, but yeah, I guess they are coming. All right. So, so there is system for each and every one of these things, right? Um, we're going to start from the top. Okay. The industry has changed, whether we like it or not. It is what it is. um, the industry keeps changing, it keeps revolutionizing. I met someone recently in Abuja that told me that when he started real estate, not more than maybe 15 years ago, it's not so long ago, when he started real estate in Abuja there, that you can easily print a flyer. Hmm? On the flyer, you put your number, even put account number, put your office address. That some people can literally go and pick that flyer, pay to the account, and then send you receipt on WhatsApp. So because um, one of the biggest strategy I've seen in Abuja is sharing flyers, right? And in my head, where did this start from? So I wanted to know the origin because um, if it wasn't working for a lot of them, they won't keep doing it. So it means that you get, yeah, and maybe it still does work. Maybe it's just that, in my opinion, if that is the only strategy and you're relying on hope, you're hoping someone will reach out because they share flyers randomly. They don't qualify. You know what I mean? They don't say, okay, sir, are you looking to buy a property? What's your budget? There's no qualification. They just see you. They just so their metrics for I have worked is the number of flyers you share in a day. So in my head, I was like, okay, so I was in this meeting and the man said, talking about when he started and how he has started, because the whole meeting was the industry has changed. So people should update. So he was not saying that back in the time when he started, did you get that? You could literally just print a flyer, starting a real estate project. He said he had a project then somewhere in Abuja. I can't remember the name of the place he said, but he was starting a real estate project. Simply just print flyer, put put all the details on the flyer, put account number at the back, put phone number, put address. That some people can literally use that flyer and transfer money to you without seeing you as at the time, right? And but today's buyers have changed, and to a large extent, the of course change is constant, it must happen. But to a large extent, I believe also that the issues and situations that came up with that system made people to change. So more and more people were seeing the an avenue to scam and rip people off. Makes sense, right? Because I mean, it's easy to rip that kind of person off. They send you flyer, your number is no more going. They make transfer, and your number is no more going. You know that kind of thing. Or address is not existent. You go there and office is empty. So so they even, I mean, they even scam people that even follow them to the bank. Talk more of you that send. Do you get? So I mean, the difference between a modern realtor and an old realtor, or when I say old, not age or anything, but way of doing business, is that the old realtor just keep waiting for referrals. They keep hoping that, okay, that my uncle, that my auntie, or that my contact. You just keep hoping on a limited um, group of people. This is the people that, and I don't think you can run business with only your warm audience. You can run a sustainable business with only your warm audience, or people that you know, or people that knows people that you know, right? You need to open your contacts and get more people, right? So a modern real and the way people buy these days is they Google the location. In fact, a lot of people that have sold to lately, they will tell me to send the Google pin of the location. They will now go on Google Earth and try to expand to see the location. And thankfully, in Abuja and in a few other places in Nigeria, the Google Map is quite improved, right? I hear is the last administration that improved those things. I'm not so sure, but it's quite improved. So they can literally open, even though it may not be accurate yet because it keeps updating as people welcome boss as people um updates, like new buildings come up. The satellite takes some time to update, but it gives them an idea. So they've googled the place. Okay, they watch videos. Especially my type of client, diaspora, Nigerians diaspora, they watch videos. They know, sometimes they even know some more information than you. You know. They compare prices. They compare prices. They check social media, Facebook, Instagram. Somebody contacted me from TikTok recently. Apparently, he went to he first saw me on YouTube. Now started searching my name online. Now saw my TikTok account somewhere. Clicked on it, went into my TikTok because they believe that people's real life is in those places they don't expect people to go to. So, you know how you say this platform is Jonesing platform for me. This platform is the real one. They play and they dig your life. you know, they ask friends, they ask people around. That's one of the reasons I think that people put billboards. So billboards are they come in very handy in such kind of things. So they ask people within the city, have you heard about this person? Have you heard about this company? Have you heard about you get? And they say, oh yeah, I've been seeing their billboard or I've been seeing I hear them on radio, It's kind of elevates the trust factor a little, etc. Right? And they read comments, they see other people's review about you, they go online, they check, So this is the modern day buyer. All right. And not believing this is naive, is naivety. Assuming that your buyers, it's just like someone told me recently, she's in Onitsha, so no, Asaba, so she sells to Onitsha people a lot. She told me that her buyers do not go online. I say, keep deceiving your grandchildren. You're deceiving yourself because you're only assuming. In today's age and time, if it were 2001 or 2002, when to get blue Samsung blue light was very expensive. Like in one street, like two people we have. 40K was SIM card. I remember one of my aunties then bought SIM card 40K. I can't forget that day. 40K SIM card. Yeah. It's even free. The money is now your recharge card. you know, she bought it 40K. She still uses the line till today. I said, if it's really with me, I'll not throw the line away. you know. So, but this age and time, Android phones are not a big deal anymore. Do you get? Smartphones are not a big deal. And you think that your parents are not online, Abi, till you commit. All right. So they research. So by the time they contact you, today's buyer, by the time today's buyer contacts you, he has known a lot of things. You see that? And then, which means that your job now is no longer to provide information as we think our job still is, right? Our job is now to build trust. That's now our job. So your activity is geared largely towards positioning, building trust, and providing confidence in the fact that you are the real deal. You see that? So it's no more just provide information. It's no more just okay. I know all the things. This is 5 minutes from. There's something sounding a bit. Okay, please reduce the volume. It's no more sound. It's no more. It's no more. It's 5 minutes from the express in Abuja. Everything is 5 minutes from the airport. It's no more all of that. It's now to provide confidence. Now to build trust, right? And the first place to start in building trust, in providing that confidence, is building a personal brand. Um, 2 days ago, yesterday was is it yesterday? A bit 2 days ago was Alhaji Abdul Boa's birthday. Did you see him online? I mean, those people, billionaires. I mean, the top 3 or top 5 billionaires now in Nigeria all have personal videographers following them around. And you're doing, I'm not a social media kind of person. Sorry, sir, excuse me. How much is in your account? like, excuse me, sir. So think about it. That guy, Boa, he made over 9 billion US dollars in a single year. 9 billion US dollars in a single year. And he's online. He's doing I'm coming out hot. He's doing chilling on my yacht. Does he need to impress you? Doesn't need. Doesn't need to. Do you understand? And he's not doing it with Boa name. He's doing it with his name. Alhaji Abdul Sadiq. What's that his name? He's doing it with. That's the point. Dole Elumelu started, and everybody was saying he's just showing off, just showing off. There's a reason they are building a personal brand. Dangote's daughter, Fatima Dangote, if you go on her TikTok, it's all about her father. Dangote now grants interviews. There was a time Dangote didn't used to grant interview, but he now grants interviews. And see how he saved him last year or 2 years ago when they wanted to clamp him. See what he did online. It was his interview he granted and made that boss of which parastatal, one of those petroleum bosses, fired him, brought her his receipts, how his children are abroad, paying school fees, brought her the guy's receipt online. Where did he bring it out? It's not online. So imagine that nobody knew him and knew what he was doing. The guy has literally started building online. When he started the refinery, it wasn't really online like that. But once the refinery was ready to launch, now started granting interviews, telling his story. Recently, I saw a tour. He now grants tours to the interview, to the facility, to the petroleum refinery, to the School of Hard Knocks. He did a tour with him. Normal Dangote before now, he won't do that. Not only that guy, he has done tour with lots of people recently. Do you get? Why are they doing that? Does he need to impress you? That guy is the richest black man in the world. In the world. Like nobody comes close. Do you get? So why are they doing it? Tony recently stepped down from being chairman of UBA. Just recently. But the guy is building his name into, you see, he even has a hashtag TOE. TOE. Do you get, like, branding his name into the hearts and minds of souls? Does he need to impress you? He does not. He doesn't need. People say, I remember one time people say, oh, stop banking with UABA. I don't know what happened then. Oh, we'll stop banking. You think it's this? I know the interesting thing is the people that if they put money self, nothing will shake. How do banks make money? I think that's what people don't even know. You think it's by this in and out you're doing. They make money through loans. That's where they make money. So the people that they'll panic are people that they can give big loan. You know those people they used to call to give loan. Say, come, sir, you have a facility for you. Have they called you to come? I'm not talking of OPO. OPO, I'll be calling somebody money tonight. Is it by force? Free me now. Then go use different numbers, call you, go block tire. No, it's not that one, no. Did you get one of my mentors said he was sick one time and he had an appointment with the bank. The bank, he couldn't meet up the appointment. And then he promised them the next day, he couldn't still come, so he was ill. Do you know that this bank's branch manager and all the top marketing executives drove to visit him? And he says, is this not working hours? Say, no, sir. We just came to say hello to you. I'm not imagining that maybe this guy, they owe them. No, don't come and die. Don't come and die. So you can imagine the kind of money that will make. Do you get? But at the end of the day, all these people are building what? A personal brand. Elon Musk sells his business himself. Hope you know. Himself. He's the first trillionaire in the. And it's not Naira. Do you get? Like, and on and on. Why are you not building a personal brand? Why not promoting yourself? Do you get? Like, I hear people say things, and when I say personal brand, I'm not talking of all these things that we do. They are not bad though. And I'm not talking down on it. This thing they do, a digital realtor of the East, realtor of President Realtor. Those things are okay. But those things in itself is not a personal brand. What is? a brand? A brand is a perception people have about you. What will people say about you when you're not in the room? That is a brand. That is a brand. When you're not there, what will people say about you? What do they perceive you as? It's beyond just logo, it's beyond, you know, it's beyond logos, beyond name. Do you understand? All those things are good, right? But um those things contribute to your brand communication. All right. Um, um, Color is just for brand identity, right? Logo, etc. Their brand, they are good, their brand identity, but them in themselves are not a brand. They are part of branding, but they are not a brand, right? And it's good to have all those nice names. It's good to have, but your brand basically is your reputation. That's what your brand is. All right. What people think when you're not in the room, the reason people will choose you above another, that is your brand. I know if I ask you guys now on that, if you have a 10 million naira deal, okay, let me say 100 million. So if you have a 100 million naira deal right now, there's somebody in your mind you first call for advice. Is that it? There's also somebody that you will never tell that kind of thing to, that you know. Do you, am I communicating? Am I wrong? That is branding. There are people that you will never, in fact, there are people that if you hit more money now, you don't want them to know. Yeah. There are also people that you hit more money now. In fact, there are people that you share your dreams to, there are people you don't. You see, this thing I just explained now is branding. The perception you have about that person is a brand. Now, here's the sad part. Here's the good. Let me start with the good part. No, let me start with the bad part. The bad part is that whether you're building it intentionally or not, you're building it. Whether you're intentional about building it or not, you are building one. People either know you as the consistent guy that is always putting out value, or that guy that goes off and on a lot. That guy, he go soon come out, he go soon disappear again. After he go come back, and I don't even know why people come back and now announce, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry I've been away for some time. Now I'm back." Why do you have to announce that? Just come back and be going now. Okay, hold on. So you expect everybody was just waiting for you, like their lives just paused and just waiting for you. They moved on. Oh, you didn't get the memo. Oh, sorry, they moved on. So the people that they remember, I also know that people that maybe were creating stuff online and then they left and you noticed them that they left. I'm sure there are people like that too. Now that is a brand too. Why did you notice them? Because you probably were benefiting from whatever they were putting out. Do you get? Now that is branding too. You see what I'm saying? Now, successful people, whether in real estate or anywhere, they build a system around this such that with or without the fact that they feel like it, they do it anyways. All right? That's why I said these things are not built on hope. Hope drives your emotions, but you can't build stuff of meaningful things with emotions. Your feelings can betray you any point in time. You can wake up this morning and not feel like doing stuff. And because there is no proper system around it, you're not going to do it. You do it because you have built a system around it. And the system says that when I wake up in the morning, so long as I have somewhere to go to, I must do this, then do that. That is a system. All right? That is what it is. You can just sit in. Okay? So building a system around a personal brand is very important. Okay. Now, why does it matter? So imagine two marketers or two realtors or two business owners. One posts only flyers every day. Just wake up in the morning, just post flyers. The other one educates your buyers weekly. You visit sites regularly and you document it. When you go, you document it. You share market updates. Oh, They have done this. Like this morning, I saw a news yesterday that um, Minister Wiki is going to move Mechanic Village from Apo to Apowasa by December this year. I posted it, market updates. My clients look for good, even yesterday. So something happened last week. I've been last 2 weeks in Abuja. One of my clients called me and said, Jeff, yeah, I've been hearing plenty things about this thing. I wanted to hear from you so that I will know the real thing. That's how he said it. Because he knows that Jeff will have the answer. That is building an intentional brand. So creating those market updates, creating things happen within the city. And guess what? People do not understand. I'll talk about this later. People did not understand that your product is not only the land or property you're selling. Your product is the city you're selling it into. It's a product. Because people are buying into the city first before they buy into the product. The product is in the city now. Real estate is not like car you can buy and drive to anywhere you want to go to. Can you carry your land and go? The house, is it not somewhere? Nah. Don't the ecosystem affect the house or the land? It does, Abby. So market updates too. Your city is part of your product. Do you get right? Explaining documentation in the way that makes sense. That's part of being conscious about building a personal brand, right? And answering buyers' questions most importantly, right? So within these two people, the one that just wake up every day, share flyers, and the one that is doing this thing consistently, who do you think you would trust more? Right? Right? Because people remember value, the value you give. The example I gave now, somebody that disappears from the internet and you start looking for the person. It's true. Where is this person been? Why? Because of the value he brings. Whatever value they bring, that's you remember him. So people remember value, right? They trust consistency. Consistency builds trust. And most importantly, they buy from a familiar person. So value in a consistent manner over time builds familiarity. People begin to know you. In fact, when you know you've started building a proper brand is when people call you and even start giving you history of the things you have posted. Start telling you that, oh yes, oh I saw that your video, the one you talked about. Like one client recently called me and said, oh Jeff, how your kids? I also saw that people went to this place the other day, and oh good, good. And this is the first time the guy is calling me. So he has gone to dig my history and probably has followed me for some time. And he bought eventually. Do you get? So you see that familiarity has already set in. He's no more asking me, are you real? Are you sure? Let me see your do video, let me see. Do you get? You know, stuff like that. So people buy you first. That's the point I'm trying to make. And this statement I just made now is the reason why billionaires are building a personal brand. Because they understand that people buy them first. There's a reason why Dangote announced his private equity investment and he kept it secret and he rose over 2.5 billion US dollars in private placement funding. This is not public, this is private. Do you think is the oil they invested in? Is Dangote? Is him? Do you get? That's why someone like Tony recently, Otedola bought big shares in First Bank, First Bank Holding, right? He pumped in over 300 million US dollars within 2 weeks, or within 2 months, rather, 2 months. And the shares went up. Eh? Yes, now he has bought the whole bank now. He's now the owner of the bank, of the whole, not just the bank, the entire federal First Bank Holding, right? And the shares went from, I think, nine, I don't know, I can't remember the exact figures. Let me not quote what I'm not so sure of. I saw the figures, but I can't remember it again. Amen. Went from that to almost 150% within that 2 weeks. Do you think that people were not seeing that shares before? What happened? A name stepped in. That is a personal brand. Do you get? How many of us remember the company name of Otedola? Who knows the company name of Elumelu? Apart from UBA. UBA has stepped down. Transcorp, he has stepped down. Hess Holding. But you know it's not just Hess Holding. Do you get the other ones also? So you see the reason? Because his name is now the value. So that anything he puts his leg into will work. You see? And he can attract several things because Tony Elumelu is there. Do you understand it? Power of a personal brand. Just like Elon Musk too, richest people. I'm talking about rich people. I'm not talking about other ordinary people, right? So that when I ask you how much is in your account, when you say you cannot do social media, you cannot do personal brand, how much? Sorry, it's not you. Excuse me, sir. How much is your account? When I see young people say, I'm not a social media type, if I like you, I'll ask you why. If I don't like you, I'll say, oh, yeah, oh, fantastic. like, are you kidding me? Like, sorry. How much is your account? Think about it. Oprah was one time at one point the richest black woman in the world. She's still very powerful right now. How did she blow? It's not media, you know. And now we have an opportunity in our age and time with just one video like this that don't even have to be edited. You can reach out to hundreds and thousands of people. Somebody wedded over the weekend. That young boy. Don't call anybody's name. Two of them. How did they reach where they were? That somebody dashed them a house of 400 million. And you that have sense. I'm not saying somebody doesn't have sense. Eh? Here are 5 pillars of building a strong personal brand. Are we enjoying this class?
Yes, sir.
I mean, these are basics, Nabi. These are. I'm just here to remind us of basics, things we already know. All right, that's why I'm here. Online, are we still following? It seems like the online stuff is down. I don't know. Um, seem like it's a bit down. Let me see. It's good.
Yes.
Oh, great. So let me know in the comment section. I'd like to know if you have any questions. Just drop them in the comment section. I'll look through the questions after now and I'll answer it as much as possible. So, 5 pillars of a strong personal brand. How do you build a personal brand that is strong? So I said that the difference between top realtors and people that are not doing very well in the business, especially in this digital age, is that they build systems. That's what I said, right? And I'm going to mention a few systems of the kind of systems they build. We'll continue this class another time if we're not done today. But the first system that they build is a personal brand. Okay, we'll talk about other systems like content system, conversion systems, etc. There are many systems they build, but the point is, it is built intentionally. It is not random. You don't wake up in the morning and start thinking, okay, what do I do in my life today? No, like you build it on time. So the 5 pillars of a strong personal brand. Number one is trust. Number one is trust. Your name is as good as your words. And like I said, I define what branding is. What is branding? People's perception about you, especially when you're not in the room. What do they say about you? That is branding. That is branding. And you build it. You build it intentionally. The good news is that you can build it intentionally. The bad news is that whether you're building it or not, you have a brand. There's something people know you for. Um, I was in a conversation one day, and the guy said, "Excuse me, let him pick a call." He picked a call, and after talking, he said, "I know you're not going to come now." So the lady apparently told him she's coming now, and he knew the guy is a liar. They say, "No, this one, no, it's not going to come now. Let's be going." Now, like, but she just said she will come now. I say, "Me, this one, I know her now." That's a brand. That's a perception. Do you get? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So next time you hear about branding, the logo and all those things are like brand communication materials. They just do those things to help you remember a brand. But the real brand is the perception that you leave in the room when you're not there. Make sense? So the first is what? Trust. People should believe your words, even if it won't pay you. They should believe you. You should be able to say something and people can hold your words and say, okay, since you said this, you will do it. All right? Never exaggerate. Don't hype. There's no, you know, I like to say that time is a revealer. Time. You can cheat every other thing. You're not going to cheat time. With time, everything will open. Is that not true? Recently, I'm seeing these two brothers everywhere online. And some of the conversations are from Jesus. Like, how do you guys do these things? Now come and be washing your in the public like that. And funnily, I knew when those guys, I grew up in Jos too. You know them, Abi? I knew when they were really small in Jos then. You know. They were my seniors, maybe like 4 years. They attended Murumba, attended CSG. I knew them. I knew their Apata house. They are twin bred. Their parents, you don't think. And it's now they're now. Point is, be truthful. Time reveals. And once you break trust, it is hard to build again, especially in our industry. You lie to a client once, Otilo. They may, if they are your friends or relatives, they may still entertain you, pick your calls, and but back at the back of their mind, they already have a perception about you. So, and this happens when you usually place money above values. Do you get? I have done deals where I walked away with nothing. But for the fact that first of all, I always prioritize the client first. Did you get what you want? Yes, I got it. That's good. So let me go and think about my life. I remember when I first started in Enugu then, a lot of people, you know, told me plenty things about this thing I just said now because there are deals we will do. And I would say I usually will bring the client, and then these people brought the, the property. And then I'll say, let this client first get this thing. The client is saying, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, guys, let this client first get the thing. Then let us go and sort ourselves. They'll say, no, instead the deal we cancel. The deal we cancel. Recently, I saw one of them in my head. It will cancel, have you? How far now? Like, how far? Trust, very important. Please, one dishonest deal can destroy your years of credibility. One dishonest deal. Number two, Number two pillar is knowledge. Knowledge distinguishes. Knowledge stands you out. Don't just know prices. Don't just know prices. Please take some time to know titles. Understand how it works in your industry. Understand what the update is. Whatever changes that is happening. Put yourself in front to understand it. Right? Infrastructural development. Remember, I said that your product is the property is not your only product. What is your product? The city in which the property is. That's even your number one product. So understanding the city where you do operations, where you run your operations in, is very important. Number three, appreciation trends. Did you notice that I try to follow finance news as much as possible? Are you seeing all the things I'm saying? It's because I know it is in my I ought to know it. I supposed to know. Because whether I like it or not, I'm also in the financial industry. Because one of the things my clients want is good return on investment. Is that not it? They want to know that okay, this place is viable. Especially in the industry I play in now, in Abuja market. Everybody from everywhere even in fact, somebody from Rwanda called me yesterday, wants to buy property in Abuja. It's just that the land use act and many things about Abuja, if you don't have a Nigerian passport, it's difficult. But the point is people are willing to invest, and some of them, they're not investing for the sake of ownership. They don't want to live there. They're looking at return on investment. They're looking at asset preservation. They're looking at time value of money. They know that if they keep this money here, it will take depreciation is happening, devaluation of naira is happening. So people complain a lot that in Abuja there are many empty houses, but I think you don't understand that real estate is a store of wealth, it's a store of value. People do not just build because they want to rent it out. Some people are very happy to leave the house empty so long as their money is preserved, especially if they buy in a good location. They can buy it for 70 million and sell it for 350 million in 2 years' time. It happens. Once one big government infrastructure, once one big government development comes there, Otilo, store of value. Some people don't even want returns. They just want their money to be preserved. Eventually, return comes good, but the one of my mentors was telling me that, Jeff, the number one rule of business is never lose your. So there are three rules of business. Number one, never lose your capital. Number two, remember number one. And then number three, remember number two in order to remember number one. And then I laughed. So he said that when people trust you enough with their hard-earned money, the least you can do is to preserve the capital. Do you get? So some people are not very keen about. That's why it's important to understand the market, because sometimes they'll come to you and say things like, "Oh, real estate and crypto. I have a crypto option and real estate, which is better?" And because you're very naive and you're very hungry to sell, you now say, "Okay, no, real estate. Don't put that crypto. Your money will just die, heart attack, because you don't understand it." Do you get? Understanding is very good. Understand how how people use crypto or digital assets to preserve value. Understand it, know it. You ought to know it. You ought to know how bonds work. Yes, you ought to know those things. You ought to know how shares work too. Don't say it's not my industry, it's not my business. No, you should know it because you call yourself a financial consultant, a real estate consultant. Is that not it? So, in other words, you're consulting a client to put his money in the right place. Is that not so? And then the clients had other options. What you now say, oh, all these ones do not work. I see all these kind of things online a lot. I'm like, you're just naive. And you're not settling down to know. Do you get? Knowledge is powerful. It not only distinguishes you, it builds confidence in you. So that when clients bamboozle you and shake you small, sometimes they know, they just want to see your knowledge. Your knowledge. If I can trust you with my 100 million, I should know that you know something too now. Do you get? And so knowledge is very important. All right. Knowledge creates confidence, and confidence attracts buyers. Somebody called me a few days ago and said, Jeff, you sound like a very intelligent person. Here is some questions I have for you. Sincerely, I do not know some of them. And she has first hyped me. It's good to see you, sir. She has first hyped me. You sound like an intelligent person. But she now said, asking me some questions, and some of them I did not know. But here's what I do. I'll put on loudspeaker and go on my chat GPT ones or my this and start investigating. Because thank God for what we have these days. That's why I don't, and this is on the side, I don't put my internet on the same phone I'm using. So that if a call comes, I can still go to the internet. You see the sense? Sure, I have small sense of it. So I just go and check it out sharp, sharp. Sharp, sharp. As I'm answering you, as we are talking, I'm just, in your mind, this guy sabi. You can't afford to not know, especially in this age and time. Internet is no more too expensive like it used to be when we used to use cyber cafe. How many of you use cyber? Gen Z have left the WhatsApp chat. When you use the cyber cafe, you pay I think 100 naira then like 1 hour. You'll be looking at your time. Not now that you just keep your internet and be yeah. you know. So number two pillar is what? Knowledge. Number three, visibility. Visibility. You're as good as not knowing when you're invisible. When nobody sees you, nobody remembers you. If nobody remembers you, nobody calls you. And visibility creates opportunities that you would never have known. All right? Be visible. Visibility is very important. Right? There's a difference between popularity and visibility, and I wrote that in my book as well. You're easy to ignore. The difference between popularity and visibility. And visibility is making yourself seen and known by the right people. So you're visible to people that can afford what you have, or that will that will derive value from what you have. It is almost useless to me to be to be visible for the sake of being visible. You just want to have plenty followers. You know the dopamine rush that comes with people liking, people are following, people are, and you're just happy. Meanwhile, your account is red, but you have 100,000 followers. How does that work? It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's valuable metrics, there's vanity metrics. Vanity metrics is good, right? It's people, man looks at the outward, Abby. Part of the outward too is the level of people that are following you. It feels like if this number of people are following this guy, maybe he has something. But more importantly, is the valuable metrics. Like the people following you, did you attract them the right way? Like, I mean, did you, my wife, I think last year ending, my wife made a video of a house that was 200 and I think 240 million at the time. And it was just 12 views and she made a sale. 12 views, 12. Yes. And she made a sale. Eh? Yes. So it means that the 12 were quality qualified buyers. People I like to call raw. They are ready, able, and willing. So it's not by just the numbers. So when I say visibility, I'm not talking about go and buy and how people used to say, follow me, I follow you. Then I say, tap, tap, keep tapping, tapping, tap, oh, tap, oh. That's not what I'm talking about. I know I'm not dissing anybody that taps. It's okay. It's okay to tap. It works for you. It's fine. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about creating value. Four. So what that means is that you already identify the target audience that you're creating the value for, and you're working hard to attract that target market. Right? So your ability now to attract a good number of those people over a period of time is what I mean by being visible. Okay? That's number three. Number four is what? Professionalism. Professionalism. Okay? Professionalism. Everything communicates. I need to understand this. Everything communicates. Everything. Everything communicates. Your dressing communicates, right? Your dressing communicates. Your communication, the way you talk, the way you pronounce words, the way you use facts. Sometimes in your video, you just look for one statistics and throw inside. Just throw inside. It communicates. It shows that you don't take your work shallowly, right? Give history too. Oh, in 2018, this estate was formed. By then, this whole place was a bush. By 2020, the then governor now created this. And then this now happened. And then it now went from here to here. One of the first things I did when I went into the Abuja market was I settled down and studied the Land Use Act, the FCT Act of 1976. I downloaded it and I digested it. And I looked for the master plan of Abuja and I began to study it. Some of my first videos at the time were the history of development in Abuja. I started talking about the FCT. So there's Land Use Act of 1978 and there's FCT Act of 1976. It's the FCT Act that created Abuja, but the Land Use Act is what we use in Nigeria. Now, why is different is because Abuja is the only state. Abuja is not really a state. It's the only location that doesn't have a governor. Do you get? So Land Use Act says all lands in the country is held in trusts. Some people say it's owned. It's not owned though. It's held in trust by the governor of the state, right? Why the FCT Act says that all lands within the FCT are held in trust by the president, but through the FCT minister. Do you get? So I started studying those things. And then my language. So when I'm talking to clients, either on the phone or making videos, my communication is different. Do you get? And I realized later that many people do not take time to study these things. So because I'll come for trainings like this, of course, they're inviting me for trainings because when they watch my videos, it's not the same thing that everybody is saying. See the land, it is 5 minutes from the airport, it is this, is this, is that. Me, I'll first give the history of the place. Do you get? I will first share, knowledge, types of documents, I'll break it down, even give the history of things like that. Do you get? So people start inviting me for trainings. And then and of course I charge you now. Did I sleep and wake up and get those information? Some of them I paid for. There's a lawyer in Abuja that I paid some good money to have a conversation with her. Yeah, just to have her knowledge, because as a lawyer now you don't get experience that is not in a book. So I needed to know those things, and all of that. So at the end of the day, I now realize whenever I come for training is that some things, many things people don't even know. Something as basic then as there was a training I came for, there were like 80 people in the room. And I think it's only one or two people that knew the difference between Abuja and FCT. What's the difference between Abuja and FCT? Simple like that. See, it sounds easy, Abi. But what need to. So this is part of personal brand. You know how somebody will say, I need information about this. Oh, call this guy, he will know it. You see that? That is personal branding. So your communication is very important. Your mannerisms, your behavior. You don't chew corn anyhow on the road. It sounds simple, but it's part of it. You don't just be chewing corn and walking tapa tapa. Your leg is dusty. Just the waka for road. And you are Naboro. And the client is passing, I'll be like, so now this guy, now this guy one. How am I sure that it's not hunger that is talking through this guy? Do you get? And I'm not saying that you should live a fake life. I feel like some things are just conscious. For instance, never wear a rumple dress. It's conscious. It can be a conscious effort. And it doesn't really have to be very expensive. My story, 2015, I was earning 50K. 50, that they even fired me on top. In this, they fired me from the work set. This is a good route. I was earning 50K. But I had a laundryman. Yes. What I did then was I met the guy, it's my guy, the same church. You know him now. I met him and I told him that, see you, I know how to create content for you for your laundry page online. In return, he was charging like maybe 200 or 250K per shirt. And I used white shirts a lot then. That's when my flair for white shirts began. Because I know say white shirt they cover many things. You just wear white shirt, go look sharp. People go this everything they okay. Shirt, the starch just dey. Thing just dey like, the local starch when they use it, the thing just dey like this. People are looking, look sharp. No say never chop better food. So I met the guy and I told him that, see what we'll do. I'll give you 100 naira per shirt. In return, I'll be creating some number of, and he agreed. Do you get? And that's how we started doing. So sometimes too, if the thing, sometimes I intentionally, guy, if they listen, I beg, forgive me. Sometimes I intentionally accumulate the thing and slash the money and tell him that guy, it's waiting I get to. And he'll collect. Now my guy. The point is, it is the attitude towards the thing that is important. It's not necessarily the resources. It is resourcefulness most times, it's not resources. Right? If you have intention about some of these things, if you know them, you will do them properly. Right? So mannerisms, behavior, they're important to, they are a part of it. They're part of professionalism. Right? I hear some people, you call them on the phone and they transfer their bad day into the call. Onye, talk now, I know they hear you. You don't even know who's calling you. Do you get? So make it a point of duty that at every point in time you're in your A game. If I'm lying down and someone and a prospect calls me, I stand up and I force a smile. He's not seeing me, but I know you feel it in my voice and in my energy. Yes. I want to always communicate high energy at every point in time. If you notice my early videos when I started doing trainings in 2022, I usually start my trainings with boom, everybody, welcome to, because no matter how bad my day is, and no matter what I'm going through at that point, I must always communicate good energy. It's part of branding. So you're excited to call me. You're not going to call me and that guy, if you know the good mood now. Sometimes his mood can be up and down. How many of you know people like that? That is branding. Yes, now. It is. It's a perceived value. So, like I said earlier, whether you're doing it intentionally or unintentionally, you're building a brand. You disappear today, come back tomorrow. You just know you're that person that is to disappear. So after no, leave after like 2 weeks now, you go come out. You know how some people say, nah, initial garaga, no worry, you go soon come out. That's branding. And number 5 pillar, results. Results. When I say results, one of the questions I get to be asked all the time is, so as a new realtor, I've not made a lot of sales. How do I show results? Right? And for me, the evidence that you have an activity around what you do is result enough. See, if one person has called you before, one that you don't know, do not know from Adam, but called you and asked you about a real estate property, you have results. If you've ever gone for inspection, even if you don't have your client, but you, and which is part of what you ought to do, it's part of the things I'll talk about. You ought to sometimes take yourself for inspection. And it doesn't even have to be a site you sell. I mean, don't lie. I'm not saying you should lie. Don't go there and say, oh, this is our site. No. You can just go there and say, okay, so we're out here today and we're basically going to be looking around. Now, here are 5 things that you should know when you go for site inspections. You do not say anything about this is our site, too. You just say, here are 5 things you should know. And your background is showing sites. Maybe people are walking, wheelbarrow is passing. Clients will just feel in their head, okay, this guy, maybe he's on site. And maybe, so you can say something like, usually when we go for inspections, right? When clients call us and we go for inspections, here are 5 things that we look out for. Number 1, look out for new stuff happening along the way to the site. So new structures or a government presence or project to just give you an idea that, okay, this place is appreciating. Number 1. Number 2, look out for red tape or jazz. What do you call that? When people tie red ribbon and say, yeah, no question tape. You know how they used to tie ribbon? I saw one somewhere online. I say, beware of my son. I forgot the boy's name. And his girlfriend. We're not selling this house. you know, you can look out for things like that too. Look out for beware signs on the site. Number 3, ask around. Things like that. So you're not only passing knowledge, valuable knowledge, you're also showing evidence of you're not just audio realtor, you're in the work. Do you get? Yeah, so that's part of it. So when you have clients, referrals, happy clients or reviews from people, if you can get that in our industry, it's not very easy, especially the type of people I sell to. It's not very most of them. One of the testimonial videos, I've gotten some testimonial videos, but one of them that I really wanted him to give me a video, he ended up saying, okay, he can only give me his voice. He's not going to show himself and he's not going to call his name. Do you get? So if you can get those kind of, testimonials to it, it helps. It helps build your personal brand too. All right? And prove works stronger than promise. It can't just be promising. Oh, it's just like some people say, this place appreciates, but there's no proof. There's nothing happening within the environment. All right. So proof, especially in building your personal brand, if you've served one person, that's proof enough. So if you can get testimonials and don't cajole people and don't do things without people's permission. All right. Once people know you as that person that does to keep secrets, just like recently I saw a post, a big brand came into a designer's inbox. You saw that post? And good, and told him that he wants to work with him. Before you know, you don't screenshot, post them online. You know, that's not nice. So don't put proof or create or put out people's information without their permission. And I feel like sometimes it's not everything you have to share to be able to show proof. Okay. But yeah, those are the 5 pillars of building a strong personal brand. Are we following? Any questions so far? Are you picking up what I'm dropping? Okay, we'll do a recap at the end now. Right? Um, Another thing we should note about building a personal brand, this is not among the pillars, but it's a very vital thing we should note, is that build your brand around a problem. Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. So people say things like, I sell land, or I sell houses in Enugu or in Abuja or in Lagos. It is good, but it is better when you niche down a little more. For instance, I help first time buyers avoid costly mistakes in your location. Do you get? So you now know that I know someone that says he helps Gen Z buyers, right? Preserve their wealth so that when it's no more, they have something to fall back to. That's a niche. Now, guess what? It's not only those people you're going to eventually help, but you're known for this. So what that means is that your communication is now centered around it. Make sense? Someone does say, I help Nigerians abroad buy in Nigeria safely. Something like that, or buy in Lagos safely, or buy in Abuja, or buy in Enugu safely. I actually prefer niching down to a particular city as your core. Then you can have a secondary. The primary, there's a secondary. Because, like I said, your city is part of your product. And you can't be in different places at the same time. A client reached out to me not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, and he sent a property to me. It wasn't the property I was promoting. And he says that he works with this company in Lagos, but he sees that I'm in Abuja and I know the Abuja market more. So he has told his agent that he's going to work with me for Abuja. You see that? Why did he do that? Because he feels that because I'm niche and I'm heavily niche, if you follow me, you know that I the market one place per time. I'm heavily niched, right? Because me, I understand the power of branding when it comes to niching down. It helps you a lot. It doesn't mean that I'll gladly jump onto the plane and go and get a product for you in Uyo if you send me to you, which a client has sent me before, right? Do you get? I will hardly gladly jump into the flight to not. I wanted to say some. I know they go. You get? But the point is, you know, creating your brand around and to me, that is even stronger than the brand names we give ourselves. Those ones are good too, but like I said, a brand is a perceived value. Okay, so this guy is good with title documents. He talks about title documents a lot. So the core value of your brand is to help people invest safely by doing the right due diligence, for instance. So that means you're heavy on due diligence. So you try to talk about, talk about documents a lot, talk about basic and extended due diligence. For instance, basic due diligence, the one everybody knows. Go to Ministry of Lands or NGs. What again? Check the buyer. Go to sites. Those are the 3 basic people know majorly. But then there's extended due diligence. Check if the land was used to collect loan or the estate. Check if the property is in court litigation. Those are extended. That means you have to go to the high court and do due diligence. So if you get to that point of saying, okay, I help you invest safely by doing due diligence properly, that means you should now be talking about those type of things. The point here is that you're now teaching people, you're now anchoring your brand around the problem of avoiding buying fake titles or avoiding buying fake lands. For others, it could be for profits. My goal is to help you multiply your money through real estate. Do you see? That's all. I help busy professionals multiply their hard-earned money using real estate. So you see that I've branded it around a problem. Busy professionals, I don't have time to start looking for land or do investigation. I help you, I bring the opportunities to you, and I help you solve it. Or I help families invest for their children. That means your focus now is like land banking. Do you see? So you identify places that, and recently now there's agro land banking that people do a lot. So identify places that have those agro land banking, and then that is now your core. It doesn't mean that if somebody wants a house of 200 million independence layout, you will not deliver. Do you understand it? But you're building your brand around a problem that stands you. Ah, you don't have to explain this thing that you people get it, but you understand what I'm saying, right? It really stands you out. All right. But then again, it is also important to understand the market you play in. You can't say, I help oil workers invest their hard-earned money in Enugu. How many oil workers are here? Can you see that you're now the Lulu? I know they said that, oh, there's a level of delusion you need to have to succeed in business. But this one is Lulu's younger brother. Do you understand? So, as much as you're niching down and you're creating your brand around a problem that would have worked beautifully in a city like Enugu is mortgage, this MRIF thing that they're doing. It would have worked fantastically in Enugu, but I don't know if companies here are embracing it. All right, that's the thing. Yeah. Some of them are here, so you can say I help. I help. I help. I help. I help professional civil servants buy property for retirement through or preserve their money for something. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay, that's not my area. That's why I don't even know. All right. So build your brand, your personal brand around a problem. If you do that, you'll notice that your messaging will be exceptional. You're not random. Your messaging is exceptional, and people are attracted to you more because they feel like you're a domain expert. Yes, you're a domain expert, right? So that is system number one. What is system number one? Building a personal brand. Building a system around your personal brand. Abi? That's number one. System number two is building a system around content creation. Let's talk about content creation for a minute. All right. Um, so content creation in today's digital age. Remember, we're talking about how top realtors sell consistently and make more deals in today's digital age. And I said the keyword there is what? Consistently. It's not just one off. In my opinion, if you sell one off, like just sell once in a while, you're not really building business, right? You're having some career that gives you windbreak one at one a point like once in a while, but you're not really building a business, right? Because your business is supposed to be able to predictably bring in some level of cash flow within a period of time. Okay. So, and one of the ways I said that you can do that is by building systems. And we're now talking of the different systems you can build for your business, right? So, the second one is content creation. Think about content as a 24/7 sales person. Imagine that you have somebody that works 24/7. They do not sleep, right? They do not take holidays. They do not ask for a raise. They do not, imagine you have an employee like that. His duty is just to be marketing you, putting you out there 247. The internet doesn't sleep, Abby. Which part of the world wakes up first? New Zealand. New Zealand enters the year before everybody. New Zealand. So when New Zealand are entering the year, you're sleeping. Meanwhile, the internet is there and is available for everybody. That's one of the things that fascinates me the most. Like, it interests me. I don't, and not saying that physical marketing is bad, but I don't do physical marketing at all. Because I feel like, first of all, people are addicted to their phones. That's to start with. Some people unconsciously just go to their TikTok or their Facebook or something. That's to even start with. That's one. Then, in fact, even the person that is saying I'm not an internet kind of person, I'm not a social media person, is still addicted to his phone. Do you get? So that's first. Then two is that it fascinates me how I can reach anybody in the world by just making a content on my phone like this. Do you get? Someone was asking me recently that, um, what if, how did she say that? What if I can't afford a videographer? And I laughed. My first almost 2 years in real estate, now so I didn't make my videos. If you go to my, and that's why I keep my old videos. If you go and watch them, it's like this. I use earphone, Redmi Note 8. I use my, I will use my white earphone then, put in my ear for mic, so that the mic could be, I couldn't afford mic. We didn't have all these fine mics these days. Then, you know. So I'll just do like this and I'll be talking. I made good money. My first almost 2 years, 1 year, the whole of 2021, this is what I was doing. And I won Best Realtor of the Year for several companies in Enugu. Do you get? And you're not telling me you don't have somebody to. You're not here hungry. Like nothing to do you yet. Then I didn't even. I'm not very good with editing, even though people don't believe it, but it's true. I'm not very good with editing. Then what I used to do was, after making the video that night, I'll go online on YouTube, and I'll be watching a tutorial on how to edit, and I'll be using it to be editing. And I ensured I put out that video that night. Yes. So what I used to do was I was batch producing and batch editing. So I'll put today now, make videos. Today now, go around, make videos. Then tomorrow, and I sit down for like 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, edit. And my editing is cut and join, place number on top. Basic. Till today, I used to even fight my people. I have videographers now. But I used to fight them. I beg. All these things, sure, I don't need them. Basic. And it starts from when you make the video. Because if you learn, and this is something you learn actually, if you learn to make videos well, editing will be easier. God's love, I better go. I know they come on your walk. Oh. Before you go, meet me for outside. Say, Mr. Jeff, what you talk? Do you get? Like, it will be easy, and all those things are just excuses we give anyway. So imagine your content as someone that works for you 24/7. So every video you make, every post, every stories, every status, right, is like putting yourself out there. Okay, this thing, go and work for me. There are videos that you make 2, 3 years ago, 1 year ago, that will still be speaking for you, right? So much so that a client can discover one of your videos 6 months ago, right? But we now, with it, you know how some Facebook will show you that this person started following you from this reel. Because of that video he saw, he started following you, and then kept watching your videos. 6 months later, now reaches out to you. By then, remember, value has gone. Like, you've given value, you've been consistent, and I said consistency what builds trust. And then now the value and consistency will now make you familiar to them, and familiar is where sales. That's why personally I don't believe in convincing people to buy things like real estate. You're only convincing because you've not done your job. Besides, the definition of conviction that I have is conviction is trying to make somebody do something for your personal interests, not for his. And then persuasion, on the other hand, is just giving somebody a nudge to do something for their own interest. Right? So in my opinion, whenever you tell me that I'm trying to convince him and it's not working, leave him now. Leave him. I don't believe in convincing anyways. All right? And so every content you make, every reel you make is like stacking up. Is stacking up, and it's out there. The beauty is that you don't control who watches it. Like, it can go to everywhere in the world. I have a client in this Bangladesh. dish, Bangladesh. He bought two properties from me. His later I now found out he's in Bangladesh. My head, where is Bangladesh? Sef? Beside India. Wetin carry my content reach that place? Internet, right? Clients from a lot of places in the world. Doha, I have clients in Doha. Plenty places. And it's content. Just create content, put it out there. Then too, they watch the same internet now. Should they say Obasanjo's internet? It's Obasanjo in Doha, right? So, in my opinion, content shortens the trust building process. Imagine that you're creating content around how to the 5 steps to buying real estate in Enugu, for instance, or in Abuja, in Lagos. And you say step one, do this, step two, do that. Next tomorrow, you now say 5 things to look out for on a property. You now do that. Next tomorrow, you now say um, 3 places that will spike in the next 2 years. You now make that content. And this guy is watching, is consuming, is consuming. By the time he's still asking, who are you again? It shortens the process, even though sometimes it don't look like something is happening, but it is building. All right, it is building. The problem most times is that we wake up thinking, which property will I post today? I think that's where the problem is. It is not in posting a property. You see that when you ask those questions, you're actually trying to do these things for your personal interest. However, on the flip side, you can ask questions like, what problem can I solve for my audience today? And where content creation actually works is when, like I said, you're building your brand around solving a particular problem, or you're around solving a problem, right? And then you have identified the target market that you're trying to solve that problem for. Because money in itself is a byproduct of value. You don't chase money and make money. If you chase value, money is a byproduct. Make sense? And so if you create your content creation around that mind, if you build a system around your content creation around that thing, you then realize that first of all, you will not lack content at all. You run out of content because every time you're asking, which one will I post today? What property should I post today? I mean, I'm not saying I will give us a content formula and strategy right now, but I'm not saying you should not post property. I'm saying that people are really not looking for flyers. What they're looking for is answers. They want answers. Remember, we talked about the modern day buyer. I would say they've moved from what they used to be. Now there's ChatGPT. Somebody told me that they searched for top 10 real estate consultants in Abuja. My name came there. He searched it on ChatGPT. So one of the things I've been trying to do recently is to learn AIO, how to optimize for AI. You're not just optimizing for search anymore. Because over time, what I'm noticing is that over time, AI companies will start creating their own browsers. Because right now, if you notice that AI search, when you search on Google, AI search comes out first. My prediction is that after a while, it will be AI first page. Then after a while, the AI companies start producing their own browsers. Do you get? And one of the biggest AI companies, Google now. Do you understand? Now they've integrated Gemini into Google. So if you're still doing search optimization, you're in 1920. Yes, now. Yes, so you should start doing AI optimization. You should be able to start understanding how your content can come out as search when people search on AI. Yes, now. Yeah? And you'd pay, I'll send you invoice. My EA will send you invoice. Do you get? So those are the things that, and you know why they are there? Do you know why they are going there to search? They're not searching for flyer. They're searching for answers, real answers, questions that they don't have. Because it's those answers that can help them make buying decisions. And guess who they will call when you're the one that provides the answers? So you have to be ahead of the answers. That's how to think of content now. Don't think of content as, oh, which one will pay me today. No. I want to be the category king. If you're searching for documentation now in wherever I'm doing market, if I'm not top five, I've not rested. I no go rest. I have to be there. If you're in a room, remember what is branding? When you're not, I don't want to be there, but let them be calling my name there. That's what I want. Do you get these things are built intentionally? And one of the ways you do that is content. All right. You can change your industry with content. You can decide to be a medical doctor now. And then go, of course, you have to go to school now. Go to school, finish. They know you as real estate now, be? Then give yourself 2 years and you create content back to back like Aproko doctor. Now, doc, everybody going to call you now. So you can change people's perception like this with content. Make sense? Right? So examples of answers people are looking for. Is this location a good investment? You have property in certain locations. And remember, I told you that your product, the product you're selling, land or house, is not the main product. What is the main product? The location you're selling it in, the city you're selling it in. If it's Enugu, if it's Abuja, if it's Asaba, if it's Lagos. Lagos is the first product. All right. So doing content around, is this location a good investment? People are asking that questions. If I put my money here, is it a good investment? How do I avoid buying fake land? Right? People don't want to see, people don't want to read it. They don't want to, people are so busy that they don't want to read through the content. They just want to know that you are the one that is talking about it. Make sense? They just want to know you're the one that is talking about it. Recently, I saw somebody, I was showing my team members. I saw one lady on TikTok talking rubbish. I say now she may hear me. She was just saying nonsense. So I now show them that, see. But if you check the comment section, some people say, no wonder. No, 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 no. Oh, really? You know? So in my head, people don't really. So now, and her followers are just plenty. Comment section everywhere, plenty. Likes everywhere. Meanwhile, I know that this thing you're saying is not true. She was talking about a specific district in Abuja, and she said the name is a nickname. Meanwhile, I know that district exists. Do you get? And in my head, and people in the comment section say, okay, no wonder. Do you get like what? You know? And now she has plenty of followers. And so the perception of people is that, this lady knows. Do you get? Then you people that now know the thing very well. Right? They're asking the difference between C of O, R of O. They're asking the difference between why do estates appreciate? You know, those kind of questions, right? Now, every answer to those questions is a content of its own. Make sense? So if you start thinking of content like that, you now realize that you're now moving from just what should I post this morning to creating answers and value for your potential clients. The goal of content, there are 4 primary goals of content. The first is to educate. Primary. There are more uses, but let's just talk about this for this sake of time as we wrap up today. The first is what? To educate. And I'll take your questions after now if you have any. The first is what? To educate. So you're supposed to teach buyers something useful, something that will help them today. Right? Even see, when you educate people, do not do it so that you can get something from it. Do it because you truly want to add value. Whether you get something or not, your satisfaction is that, okay, if this goes out to people to help someone, just do it like that. Right? Because value always comes back. Someone said that account they always balance. It will balance at the end of the day. It may not come back from where you're expecting it, but it will come. The second is what? To build trust. The second purpose for content is to build trust, right? Show your work. All right, show your work. Take people for inspections. When you go for inspections, site visits, show people. Please try to avoid putting the clients in the videos, except you have taken express permission from the client. And for me, what I even do these days is I could just avoid it. you will know that I'm with someone, but I will not show the person at all. Why? Because if I took permission from him, the people that are watching me, will I also tell them that before I start the video, so I took permission, oh, so that them too will not feel like I'll not come and, because my kind of clients, people that have very good money, most times don't even want people to know. They don't like to show. They don't even want to know that you have a property. Do you get? So as much as I used to say do BTS with content, right? But after a while, of course, from experience, and after realizing that okay, if it's possible, if the client is okay with it, fine. That's okay. Take permission from the client consents to it, fine. But for me, what I do is you will know that I'm with someone because you may see the person's hand. So I train my video guys so they can show the person's hand, something. You just know that I'm talking to someone. Do you get? But at the same time, you may not just show the person entirely. However, the message has gone. You see that? The message has gone. And that builds trust. He that has more is giving. When people feel like people are calling you, they would like to call you too. When people feel like people are buying from you, they buy from you too. That's how it works. There's no there's no being too humble for this type of thing. That's why personally I don't share payment receipts, but I don't fault it either. If it's okay with you, you can do it because it brings more sales. He that has more is given. All right. It does bring more sales. It shows that other people are trusting you. It's just like when you go to a restaurant and one restaurant, people are plenty, but this other one, people are few. What does your brain tell you? Do you understand? That's how these kind of things work. So imagine what clients are thinking when they see plenty people coming to you. Number three, content. The third use of content is to stay visible. It keeps you top of mind, right? It keeps you top of mind. Sometimes people will not save your name or your number, but if they go back to that platform where they met you, they'll see you again. They'll see you again. They'll see you again. Maybe the first time they saw you, they were not ready to buy. The money has not entered. But later, as they kept seeing you, they now made money. There's this guy to see. Do you get it? I say his name again is. You two have done it now. People are looking at me like you've not done it. You say, there's this guy, there's this person. Maybe you now want to buy a shoe. You now remember, there's this person on Instagram I used to see. Abi? That's what content helps you do. It helps you stay top of mind. Now imagine when you now go and look for a person, this person is no more there. With your money. So that's what content helps you do, and consistency. Out of sight is out of mind, literally. Number four, content helps you generate conversations. So one of the things I noticed is that some people don't really know what exactly they want to buy, but when they see it, they will know. Make sense? There's some people that'll come to your inbox and say, I want to invest in Abuja real estate. And be like, sir, what do you want? Oh, just show me what you have. Before now, I used to fight it. But later I now realize that some people truly do not know what they want right now. They know they have money, they know they admire this city, but when they see something they want, they'll not say, hey, like I've had experiences where people came to my inbox to ask for stuff. I'll send them, and one rule I have, I don't overload you. Somebody said, and this is on the side. Okay, let me finish this before I say that one. Abi. So, after I send them the items, they will not say anything. They will just stay away, right? Then one day, I now put something on my status. Do not say, hey, this one. Tell me more about it. You not tell them or tell them. Do not start asking questions. And being that I've sold to my top clients are strangers. Like I've sold to more strangers than people I know. Do you get? So I kind of read the body language. Of course, after a while, you start getting used to it. And so by the time the thing is now going on, in my head, this deal I've closed, this deal I've closed. Do not start asking you questions. When they start asking you something like, so do you collect full payment or you okay, don't enter, you don't enter. So at that point, you now realize that this person knew you wanted to invest. But even though you had sent him part of that one before, but maybe the thing was just hazy in his eyes. But because you kept showing up, one day he now saw the one that clicks for him, especially at that point in time, and then he buys. It has happened to me several times. So when people reach out to me and they don't buy immediately, I just ensure that you try to save my number. Like I use a way to tell you to save my number. For instance, if it's something I can tell you on the phone, I'll say, sir, please, is this your WhatsApp number? And just forward it to you. Do you get? And then he says, oh yes, oh or no. Let me send you a message with my WhatsApp number. Then I'll not get your WhatsApp number. So you now send me that message, I'll not save it. I'm praying for the day that WhatsApp will start showing people your status, even if they've not saved your number. You've started doing it, Abby. You know? So that kind of thing now, don't save it, no worry. I will save your own. You will see my status. Do you get? And that's part of how personally I stay visible, my status. My WhatsApp status is business, 100%. Anything you see there is business. If it doesn't align with you, it's not for you. Do you get? So so it helps generate. I said content helps what? Generate conversations, right? And here are four content pillars, like I said, and I'll just wrap up here so that I don't overwhelm you. Let's go and practice these ones that I've said. Here are four content pillars that you should use to build a system around this so that you don't wake up thinking, what should I post today? Or you don't run out of content and you're now wondering what you should do with your life. The first is educational content. In my opinion, 60% of this will help you build your brand faster. It will help you build trust fastest. In fact, my formula for starting out in a new industry or in a new location, if I'm leaving Abuja now, for instance, and I'm going to say Lagos to start, my first 6 months, 80% of my content will be educational strictly. 20% I may now do a bit of lifestyle and promote, promoting, right? But 80% to be educational, right? Because I know that it helps me build trust fast. Fast. In fact, when you do educational content very well, you get to the point that people will see flyer content from other realtors and send it to you. You've gotten that experience, have you? When you get to that point, you now understand that okay, you've started striking a chord, a very good chord. You know, they send it to you and say, Jeff, what do you think about this? I want to buy it. And then they now tell you that please help me and contact the person, close the deal. Anything you say is fine. And I say, sir, okay, sir. But in your mind, you know, so yes, that's the first educational. So answer questions like what is a CFO? Something as see any question you think you have, make it a content and put it out there. Or anything you learned around your industry, make it a content or that will help someone in your industry. Make it a content and put it out there. Right? How does land appreciation work? What really appreciates land? There are two types of appreciations. What are they? And first. Eh? No. Natural and forced appreciation. Those are the two. Yeah? You force the appreciation. How do you force appreciation? When you clear, you fence, you start building. That's forced appreciation. Natural appreciation is what? When people naturally start migrating to the place. It takes longer. So a blend of the two makes the place appreciate faster. So how does appreciation work? You explain it. When you hear appreciation, what does it really mean? Make a video about it. So you can say it. Yeah? Is that not a good question to answer? Yes, now. It is what it is. If they don't find it from you, they'll find it from someone else. And guess who is the expert? It's the other person. So why not be the first to do it? Just like when I landed Abuja, I was looking for, there's a title document in Abuja called FCDA Letter of Intent. Letter of Intent. I've never heard that in my life. And I thought I knew real estate. Somebody said it to me. The title is Letter of Intent. I said it casually and walked away. That you should know. You know this kind, you're supposed to know now. And then I went online to research it. And I realized that at the time, there were not so much information about it. Either people did not really understand it that much, or not, just like we are saying now, people do not want to say it, you know. And I made a video about it. I made the first one, I made the second. When I noticed nobody has made again, I made the third one. Eh? So that if you search for letter of intent now, it's likely my video will be up. Do you get? Somebody called one realtor in Abuja then called me. She's long in the business and says, Sir, I what is your video about letter of intent? I have a question. Say, ask me. Ask me. I will tell you. You get all right. So educational content. It stands you out automatically. Of course, it may not bring you. So what I used to do when I started my early days, if I make a video, 2021, around mid 2021, if I make a video that is educational, for instance, 5 things to look out for before you buy from an estate, something like that. So I'll say here are the 5 things to look out for. I'll now list it at the end. I'll now say, I'm a real estate consultant based in Enugu. If you buy from me, I make a commission. But if not, I want you to know this. And I'll end the video like that. Yes. My early days. That's what I used to say. So right from time, I oriented my mind to know that people can use your content and go and buy somewhere else. Yes, that will happen. Always happens. So if you now say, oh, okay, I don't want someone to know, if so long as it's my sweat should come from me, you're not even ready. Some people will see your video now, send it to another realtor, and tell the realtor this. And if you know, then you know. If you don't know, it's called unconscious loss. But it doesn't. Eh?
I know these things happen, but I don't even think about it. Eventually, they do happen.
You get.
So I don't try to even.
Don't you can't control them. So you now say, okay, because I know some people that say things to me like, if I make this video now, they will not learn about the place and they will not now reach out to me. You get? First of all, you have a very big scarcity mindset, and you don't make good money with scarcity mindset. Money will run away from you actually. So number one pillar is what? Educational. 60%, in my opinion, especially when you're intentional about building a brand or building a system around your what you do. Educational. Prioritize educational content. And there's something too I coined. I don't know if it was an existing word, but I call it edu promo. Edu promo content. So what I do at times is I go to a site now, for instance, and I talk about 5 things you should look out for before buying in a property, right? And then after I say those 5 things, I'll now say, and this particular estate has 5 of them, something like that. And I'll say, okay, if you're looking to then I now promote the estate, the property. And I say, okay, here, and these are the things that this particular property come with. I hope you found value from the 5 things. If you do, let me know. You're interested in buying this, also reach out to the number. So it's like a combo. How do you say that now? Collabo. Do you get? So because you ought to also get to the point where you can market a particular product consistently for a period of time without running out of content ideas. So in doing those you can't come every day now and say, this is the estate, it is 5 minutes from the road. You can't come every day and be saying the same thing now. So that's how the whole edu promo thing came to my head. Did you get? The number 2 pillar is social proof and trust. Social proof. We're talking about four content pillars, Abi. Social proof and trust. So this is like 10%, in my opinion. Show evidence, like I said, clients' testimonials. When you go for site inspections, it's part of it. You have a client that allocations too is part of it. When you go to allocate a client's plot, as they're showing him his beacons or showing him his sides, you can make a video about it and say, okay, today I'm excited. We're bringing a client for inspection. These are his plots, beacons, etc. Team meetings too is part of it. So having a meeting with people, your team members, Yes, social proof. Yes, yes. It shows that you are a professional. Of course. Office activity, BTSs, day in a life. Those kind of things. Um, you know, you mustn't put everything in a day in a life. You mustn't show now I'm not eating, it's entering my mouth. No, it's not necessary. Do you get? But there are some significant things. Like I read a chapter of this I read a chapter of this book this morning, and this is what I learned from it. Next, I went to the office and I had two meetings today at the office. I met with this person, I met with that person. Then we had an inspection in this place. Afterwards, I got very tired and hungry. I rested for a few minutes and then I did my follow-up calls. Do you get? That's the BTS. That's the day in a life, right? Putting it out there is also, it shows that. So for me, this is how I interpret day in a life. With or without your business, I'm in business. Make sense? It's a scarcity law. Like, it's okay you buy from me, but even if you don't, it's fine. If you get to that point of sales, you attract more sales. Yeah. So like I like to say, I when I teach on closing and sales, I like to say that as much as you're optimistic about the outcome of the sale, but you're emotionally detached from it. So with or without that sale, your day is not spoiled. Do you get? But you can only get to that point when your lead game is high. That's a sales conversation. Maybe we'll talk about that in another episode of this training. All right. So number three pillar is promotional. So the number two pillar, which is social proof, says that can I trust you? It's part of the things that help answer that question. Can I trust you? When they see that you're in the business, other people are trusting you. The tendency of trusting you is higher as well. And like I said, you mustn't have an inspection personally before you go for inspections. You can decide to follow people. Oh, today we came with our clients for site inspection. It's not lie now. Yeah? Did you lie? We came with our clients. Do you get? It's client of Ndobodo. you know? So promotional content, 20%. So I like to say 20% promotional because as much when people come to you, like I said, there are some people that will come that'll be attracted to you but do not know what they want. So when you create more content, they start saying, okay, this one, okay, the other one, okay, that one. You see, promotional. Because as much as you want to teach people, you also want to make money now. So you need promotional content too. So in promotional content, these are things like property updates, price updates, location updates. So in this place, a new road is forming here. The Ministry of Works have just brought this one here. You know, here are investment opportunities within Abuja, within Enugu, within Lagos. Here are three investment opportunities you should look out for. Do you get things like that? Recently, there's a part of Abuja where we have a product, and the yes, Wasa, Apo Wasa, and recently the government for some reason have been on the 10th of this July. They went to commission the infrastructure of the area. Um, Last 2 months, they commissioned the 10-lane road leading to the place. So my duty now is to bring this information to my prospects. Oh, so and so day this happened, so and so day that happened, right? So these are still promotional because I'm doing all of this to promote this, right? So promotional content is not always about it is 5 minutes away from the road. It comes with a perimeter fence. It comes with it's not, it's not every time it comes with that's that's not only promotional content. Promote the investment opportunity, promote the environment. Did you get exactly? So that's part of promotional content. Then pillar number five is, for lack of a better term, we'll call it human connection. Human connection. This is like, um, for instance, 5 lessons I have learned doing real estate in the last 5 years. 5 lessons I have learned doing real estate in the last 5 years. Here are 5 things I have learned doing real estate in Abuja in the last 2 years. Do you get? You make a video about it. Nothing to sell. Do you get? Nothing really to sell. You can also say things like, here are two challenges that every first time, like that I have seen my clients pass through. Like, one of the challenges my diasporan clients have is usually is transferring money in bulk to Nigeria. All right. So you tell a story around those things. My daily routine, like I said, is part of connections, team culture, team culture. So your team or the people you work with, you're hanging out, you're having a picnic on a Saturday, you're going for a hike. Those are part of a human connection. So it shows the human side of you, not just the robot professional every time this is how it is, And personally, I am learning this myself because I know it's part of it. And if you notice, those type of content gets more views and reactions more than the whole professional content. If you just strike one pose here now and post it and say great day, eh? You see that you get more engagement than when you say three fantastic lessons to just scroll past. Why? Because people like to connect with you. They also want to know your other part. Me, I'm learning that one. Do you get? Because I know that I can be rigid, I can be very straight to the point. Let's just get this done. No other thing, No, but it helps. It helps you. That's why someone like Tony Elumelu chose an all-white party and posts everything on the internet. What's he looking for? Hmm? He just what? You get human connection. That he's a billionaire. Like he was watching World Cup this thing and put it in his poolside. Or what levels do? Big screen, like big screen on his poolside. Invited people, different type of drinks. I just did there. He now wore a jersey too. In my mind, I know they watch this ball. You know they watch am. You get just human connection because the whole world is watching World Cup. Okay, Tony Emeritus is a brand. And do you people notice? Have you guys noticed that big companies now have a specific channel on TikTok called Humans of that company? Let me use Transcorp for instance. There's a channel on YouTube, on TikTok called Humans of Transcorp. Echo Bank, they now have people, is it people of Echo Bank or something like that? All they do on those channels are to just human day to day. Even this guy did it recently, landmark guy. His PA came to him with phone. You know that video they used to do? Take care of my boss. I'm going to put this phone now in front of him. Just take care of him. I will be back soon. Then I carry the camera and I'll come in front of you. Now keep it like you. Now be wondering what's happening here. And they post it out. What's his name? Landmark guy. Wanibi. Paul and Wanibi. Did it recently. I watched the video recently. He's a billionaire. Why is he doing that? Do you get? So personally, I learn by observation a lot. So I put like notification on people I want to learn from. That's how I know most of these things I know. Like on my Google Alert, my minister, his name's on my Google Alert. So anything posted on the internet, I used to get alert, you know, or FCT minister things or things like, or this kind of people now, Wanibe, Tony Emelu, Boa, Dangote. I follow Dangote's daughter, Fatima, because I noticed that one posts him more, So I follow just to learn because these guys pay for R&D. They have billions of naira on R&D and marketing. I never get that one now. So I could just thank God for the internet. You can literally trail. Success leaves clues. So you can literally trail and see what this person is doing. I say, okay, for this person to be doing this, there's something there. You too can like model. You see? So that's what I do personally. So that's how I know a few of these things. And I think you guys should also try to do that. So human connections is the first, reason why fourth pillar or pillar, content pillar, right? Yeah. So as we wrap up, Where do content come from? Or should we just end it here? I'm too tired already. Do you have questions for me? Let's wrap up here. Probably will now continue. Okay, let's talk about that one. Are we exhausted yet? Me, I can talk for another 2 hours. So. Where the content come from? One of the biggest excuses people say is I don't know what to post. How many of us have that excuse? I don't know what to post. Where the content come from? I think the first thing to note is that you have to be intentional about it. That is why I say people that win in business and in life, realtors, business people, they're intentional. So they build systems. They know that they can't rely on their emotions. You can't always wake up feeling like it. You won't always wake up ginger and say, "Oh, let's go, let's go." It's not happen every day. Some days you wake up and you don't feel like it. But that's why personally I do something called batch creation and batch production. When you get into the mood, do it, do plenty. Do you get? And then build a system around it. So where do content come from? First is clients' questions. It's important that you note questions people ask you. Don't just take it and leave it and you now forget what they asked you tomorrow. Like note it down. If it's possible to, for the sake of personal reference, not to post anywhere, for the sake of personal reference, if it's possible to record the conversation, for again, you have to take permission from people before you record them. But if you're just using it for your personal content, just to revisit it and listen to what you said, what they said, and how to make it better tomorrow, then please do. Because in every conversation, you will see the heartbeat of the client. You see what he's looking for and what he wants. All right. Yeah. So client questions. When people ask you, it mustn't even be your own client. It could be someone else. You can form a mastermind and say, okay, please, every week we'll sit down and review our week. So you will write out all the questions you got from clients or from people around you. You will write out your own. Let's come and exchange notes and discuss it. And then, of course, from there you can even create content and answer the questions. There used to be a site called askthepublic.com. I don't know if it's still existing. I used to use it back then when I was a digital marketer. So that site can help too because it answers what people are, it gives you questions people are asking about an industry. The number two way content come from is site visits. Like I said, don't wait for perfect opportunities. Just document what you do every day, right? Just document it. Especially these days of low attention, span. You can actually just create content around what you do. You're coming for a training. Oh, I'm heading for a training today. We're going to learn about this. When you're going back, oh, here are three things I took out from that training today. You know, you've created content. It can even be on there's this guy, Victor. Do you know Victor Okafo on TikTok? You know Victor Okafo. Did you know his brother, his elder brother? That is a medical guy. I forgot his name. He's on TikTok too. Plenty views. The only way he makes content is always walking. One day now stopped. Has this guy, they reach where they go. Okay, yes, I know. That wears glasses. He'll just be walking. They reach. Like videos upon videos, they walk. Sorry. Like, so that's to show you that. And see the views. Serious views. So I have to feel like maybe you walk to here, not turn and not come back. No studio. He's always walking. It occurred to me a few days ago. I finished watching one of his videos. I said, wait, too. And I scroll. And I saw, oh, he's walking. I said, this guy, no, they reach. Do you get? That's the style. It is not waiting for, like, his younger brother is Victor Okafo. Victor already has studio, things, but he's not waiting for that. He's just carrying camera. They walk out, they go. If you see the views, plenty, right? So, um, daily activity. So you don't have to wait till everything is gang, light, camera, shoot. No, just document your process. That's where content come from. Two, market updates. So for the um Documenting your process. It could even be, you know how they say journaling is good, right? You can even decide at the end of every day, there are three things that probably happened to you today that was significant. Say, okay, today here are three things that happened. I saw this guy. I've not seen him in a very long time. It was exciting seeing him. Number two, this thing happened to me. I'm not sure I liked it, but it happened anyways. Number three, I made a sale or something. These are three things that happened to me today. Content for that day don't set. Otilo, we don't we not overthink the thing. Do you get? And it could be you walking too. It was- just look for a fine. Don't go and walk where they spread patari up and down. Just, just look for a nice place. you know, market updates. Oh, new roads happening, government projects. That's where content come from too. Price increase. Oh, there's a price increase. That's market update too. Infrastructure, etc. Personal experiences, of course, what I just said. Personal experiences, mistakes you've made, lessons you've learned, challenges you've overcome, things you just learn daily. Stories are memorable. If you tell a story around it, it's good too. Back then, NYC, this happened. Oh, this is what I found out. This is what I want. Like for me, I sent out 500 CVs in my 1 year of service. 500. I think 512 or 513. And I got three jobs before I ended service. That's how I even came to Enugu. So the Enugu job was paying me higher than the other two. That's how I moved to Enugu. Eh? Right? you know? And of course, I would have met fantastic, beautiful people if I didn't come. You know? The fifth place content come from is conversations. So you're having conversation with someone, conversations can bring content, you know, either a client, a family member, a friend. A friend can just be calling you, how far now? That your real estate thing where they do. How far? Tell me about it. Is it working at all? Do people buy? How many of us had that kind of question? You'll get it plenty. Do people buy? Then they now start saying things like, oh, okay. I didn't even know real estate in Enugu was like that or in Abuja. Or do you get? Conversation starts. You can pick one or two things and say that, okay, if this person did not know this, there are many other people too that will not know this thing. You've made the content be that. Do you get? So these are places that content come from, right? And the simple formula for content creation. Can we see this? The simple formula for content creation. I learned this from a man called Russell Brunson. He talks about hook, story, offer. Hook, story, offer. This story, however, can be broken down to value and proof. I'm going to explain. So, but if you remember hook, story, offer, it sticks better, right? Hook is what you do to attract and hold attention till the end. All right. There's a difference between clickbait and hook. Clickbait is when you say something that I used to see this thing that people do where somebody is falling, then the person will now fall and join the thing and now start saying another thing. I consider it as a clickbait. I feel is a very, now this is my opinion strictly. I could be wrong, right? But I feel it's a very low IQ way of attracting attention. This is my opinion. I feel like you should learn to attract genuine attention. It's an art you can learn. Hmm? Not deceiving. Something is falling, something will not appear, now stand up, say. I mean, it's okay, but in my opinion, I believe that you learn something and do it well. If you learn it, it's yours, it's your skill, you can attract attention. I'm a stammerer, but I learned to talk. I taught myself to talk. Do you get? I couldn't fake it away now. Was a part of me, But I also knew that I needed to communicate my value. I had small sense. I need to communicate it. How do you communicate your sense? Do you get? So hook is how you attract attention. And an example, you could lose a lot of money if you don't pay attention to this place. That's a hook. You can start a video like that. You could lose a lot of money if you don't pay attention to this location. Again, make sure that the hook always aligns with what you're going to say. Otherwise, it is called a clickbait. And when you do clickbait, people know you for that. Remember the first pillar, um, the first pillar for building a strong personal brand is what? Is trust. Is trust. You don't exaggerate. You don't hype things. You say things the way they are. Of course, amplify good things, but don't hype unnecessarily. It doesn't pay at the long run. Okay, except you're not building for the long run. So hook. You get what a hook is, Rabbi? Can we get have examples of hooks? Okay, shoot. Visual hooks. Yeah, that's a good one too. There are visual hooks where you can be turning. There's this guy on TikTok. He's talking about something else, but he's turning water from a jug into a cup. After he say point one, the point one will be pouring the water. When the water is full, point one has gone. You now pour it back and now take another cup. Point two is now pouring it. So if you're not listening, you want to understand what's happening. So you now click on the audio to listen. So yes, visual hook. So yes, there are different types of hooks. There's written hook, there's audio hook. Beautiful. Good. That's the hook too. Exactly. So the point is learn how to hook, right? Learn it. You must learn it. You mustn't. So that's hook. The second is story. So hook story offer. Story is supposed to be like the content, like the body of the message, right? However, story can be divided into value and proof. For instance, you can say something like, um, you can say something like, for instance, most people make money because they identify locations like this on time. Remember, my hook was, um, you will lose money if you don't pay attention to this location right now, right? Something like that. Then the value there is I'm trying to help you. So here's how most people make money, right? So I say something like most people make money because they pay attention to locations before other people reach there. Something like that, right? Then I mean there are other examples, but just learn the formula or the flow. The next is proof. Now say so in this same content I'm sharing, I can now say something like on the 10th of July 2026, the Minister of the FCT commissioned blah 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 blah. So I'm giving proof why I'm talking about that location. Then after that, of course, you now explain what you're saying and then close with an offer. Always have it's called a CTA. CTA. What does it mean? Call to action. Always, otherwise you're running a charity organization. If you don't have call to actions, how do they reach out to you? And why are you telling us this story? Should we go and buy from someone else? Do you get? Or should we reach out to somebody else? So for my promotional content, I usually say, if you have questions or you want to know more about this, call me. It's still a CTA. If you have questions or you want to know more, if there's any other thing you want to know about my city, call me. So you can't say, okay, because I'm not selling anything, I will not put a CTA. Do you get? Again, the purpose of content is to spark conversations. That's one of the purposes. All right. So this is a formula for content creation. Right. So as we wrap up, many people delay creating content or putting themselves out there because they're waiting for a better phone. You're waiting for better lighting and all those things. I've just told you experience of people that just stay on the road and be walking up and down and making their video, right? People build so it's not perfection that builds trust. It's consistency. So it's value, consistency that now builds familiarity, that now builds trust. All right. So with this, we've come to the end of today. One assignment. So one thing I want you guys to look out for is this. Um, do a self-assessment on yourself as we wrap up. And you're going to write these things and you're going to score yourself from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. Score yourselves from 1 to 10. The first is visibility. How visible are you? Shall I explain what visibility is? I say visibility and popularity are not the same thing, right? Visibility. Just score yourself. I'm not going to see it. From 1 to 10, how visible do you think you are to the right people? Number two, personal brand. How intentional are you about building your personal brand? From 1 to 10. Do you just leave it to chance? Do you are you sure of what you're building? Do you have a brand identity? Personal. I'm not talking about a company, personal, right? How intentional are you with the things I talked about, right, in this training? The content creation. What is your strategy for content creation? How solid is it between 1 to 10? And do you think you don't need content? Write a zero there if you think you don't need content. Score yourself zero, right? Online too, please go ahead and do the same thing, all right? As I take your questions, right? Other things we're going to be talking around, as we go on in the next, this is supposed to be a 4-part series. So we'll do the others online. You just connect and join us too. The next one will be like lead generation. We're going to score ourselves on our ability to generate leads. Next will be sales skills. How is your conversion skills? The next will be follow-up skills. We'll talk about that. You can just still list them so that you can, be reminiscing around it before the time. Digital tool skills. In fact, how much is your AI skills? How is your prompt engineering? What is it like? Some people still use AI as Google. AI is not supposed to be used as Google. That's why you don't get good feedback when you use ChatGPT or Gemini, or which other one do you use? Cloud. I think Cloud. Me, I don't use Cloud. I think it's too over intelligent. They worry the thing. I don't want stress. Give me what I want. You know, all those things. Client relationship. How do you relate to client? What's your score when it comes to client relationship? Right? Um, how do you follow up? How do you build bonds with your clients? Right? Do you follow? There's follow up. There's follow back. There's follow through. Do you follow through with the things you say you will do? Because you tell clients that you're going to send this thing, do you really send it at the time you say you will send it? Because it's one thing to send it 1 week later, or when the client remind you, now say, no. You're supposed to be able to build the skill to follow through, follow back. Client says you should call him so time, those are part of these things that we need to build systems around in order to build a solid brand, in order to sell consistently. Like I said, top realtors do not leave things to chance or to hope like every other person. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. Hope speaks to your emotions, and your emotions are is the worst person to lead you to success. All right. So you have to build a system around it. Okay. So that's basically it for today. I hope I earned the value of your time. Did I earn the value of your time? So do we have questions? Any questions? If you don't have, I'll be very happy so I can go. But if you do, please ask me at this point. Let me do a little bit of summary for those that just came. Just a very short summary. We talked about how top realtors, get clients and close more deals in this digital age. And I said that today it's a 4-part series, but for today we're talking around building the foundation of consistent sales, right? And the first thing I talked about is that the difference between people that sell consistently and others is that the people that sell consistently build a system around what they do, right? While others just rely on hope. I also said that there are few things I mentioned that people build systems around. One of them is what? Personal brand. Yeah, and I explained that your brand is not necessarily your colors, your logos, and all that. It's actually a perceived value. What people say or think about you, especially when you're not in the room. What do they say when you're not there? That is your brand. That is a brand. A brand is a perception, is a perceived value, right? And I talked about you know, a few pillars for building a solid brand. What are they? Five pillars: trust, knowledge, visibility, professionalism. And I said in professionalism, we're talking about things like mannerisms, your behavior, both in public and in secret, right? Because habit is a habit. If you chook your inside your nose and pick it all the time in secret, you're going to do it in public. you know, how you look, your dress, the way you look. You wear rumple clothes and say it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, you're saying something about yourself. And I said the fifth one is what? Results. Results. And I said that results is not necessarily when you sell, is also in the activities you do, right? He explained all of that. Next thing we build systems around is what? Content creation. And I said that your content is like your salesperson, like your 24/7 salesperson, right? And we talked about the goal of content. What are they? Education, to educate, to build trust, to stay visible, to generate conversations, to start up conversations, right? Those are the four goals. There are more, but we stay with these four. And we talk about four pillars of content. What are they? Education. And I said how many percent you should do that one? 60. Social proof, right? How many percent? 10. Promotional content, 20%. Human connection, 10%, the last 10%. And I said, where do content come from? Right? Content comes from clients' questions, site visits, to inspections, BTSs, market updates. What again? Personal experience. Abi? Personal experience. We talked about what? Conversations as well. When you have conversations with people, your clients, etc. Then we talked about the content formula, the simple content formula. Abi? And then we wrapped up with saying consistency beats perfection. And perfection does not build trust. It's actually consistency. Consistency value that now builds familiarity. And that's where trust and sales come from. Thank you, everybody. I think there are no questions. Hope this is recorded. Okay, yes, it's recorded, man. You can always watch the replay online. Yeah, watching from Abuja, watching from Cameroon. Good to have you, sir. Mr. Daniel. Toby said humans of Transcorp. Yes, you can go see them. Invest Edge asking, how can you balance relationship with clients without focus, without not forcing relationships? If you're valuable, you're not going to force relationship. Do you agree? Just be valuable. People, it's important we fight the need to always collect. Don't see clients like your ATM machines alone. See them as humans too that have needs. Right? So being valuable is not necessarily forcing yourself on the client. Right? If a client is avoiding you, Oga, eh, there's something happening. Yeah, stay your lane, like stay away now. It means you're probably not doing it the right way. I have people that will call me to ask me questions that no concern me. I'm not going to benefit from it. And sometimes I go out of my way to get the answers and solutions for them. Right? Because is what we do. We're people of value, create value, right? That's it. So building relationships, not necessarily, force it, don't force it. Don't bombard clients. Don't force yourself, but be alert. Listen. When I say listen, it's not just with your ear, with your eyes. So you're seeing his status. You're seeing that it's his daughter's birthday. You're seeing that, oh, his family came to Nigeria, something like that. And you can just simply call a chef and find a way to arrange a bowl of pepper soup. They live abroad, so probably have not eaten pepper soup in a while. Bowl of pepper soup. Eh? You know what I'm talking about? And then we bill it to their place and say, I just thought this will help your kids taste what our the Nigerian delicacies like without expecting anything. No, you're doing this without expecting. So part of your budget should be um, relationship building. You must have a budget for it. This is how much. These are the people I like to connect to, and that's the easiest way to connect with people. You know, I bill for training, but there's some people that will call me. I'll not charge you. I'll book my flights. I'll book my hotel. I'll go there. I'll train them, and I'll go back. Why? Because it's the value I can offer you. Do you get? I can't buy you the kind of cars you drive or fly you. I'll just book it and come. A friend of mine, big friend of mine, has called me before and told me that these are the challenges facing in his office. That how do I solve how do I solve this in my own workplace? And asked me a few questions, and I realized that okay, something I can really do. Told him it's fine, sir. Does Friday morning work for your team? I can just come and have a meeting with them. So I know, Jeff, you don't have to come. You can just do a Zoom. I said, no, it's okay. So I just wanted to know if it's possible. He said, oh, sure, he can arrange that. Boom, boom, I booked my flight immediately, booked my hotel, went there, taught them. Jeff, give me your account now. I know you charge for this. No, sir, no, it's fine. Yeah. Even though maybe waiting them account not even can reach, you know. But building relationship is intentional, and you have to come from a place of value. What people don't know is that people that are up there, people take from them a lot, they don't give them. So there's a client of ours in Abuja there that's he's super happy whenever we send rice. He's not around. We send rice to his mother in Benin. We just do bag of rice. The mother that will not call him. I say, are you the one that sent this? Yeah, it will be Jeff. It will be Jeff. You now call me, Jeff. Did you? I said, no, sir. We just thought that mommy's rice would have gone down now. So, Jeff, thank you. You know, it's just rice. It's just rice. How much be rice? How much is that 50 kg? I'm just saying. Yeah. Mm.
I got a contract.
Yeah.
You know what gave me that contract?
Mm-mm.
Just
Imagine.
so you just like what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Just that. So my point is, building relationship has to come from a place of value. Don't be there because of what you get. It will always show. You can't hide it. It will show. All right. So I guess that's all. I don't have any other question here. I don't have any other question here. Any questions here? We don't. So the recording is available. Yeah.
Thank you for time you spent.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate
I appreciate you, sir.
I it's still within the context of what we discussed.
Mm. Mm.
And you know,
Is the other mic available?
when
Yeah.
you talked about, you gave an example,
Mm.
letter of intent.
Yes, yes.
Now, I want to know if
You can just hold that
okay,
so
I
that
know
they can
that
hear you. Mm.
Land Use Act is the law governing real estate ownership here in Nigeria.
Yes.
Then you talked about land use of is it FCT
Yeah.
1976.
1976.
Does it? I know these laws are some of them apart from land use they are jurisdictional,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Does it mean that Land Use Act as it doesn't really apply to FCT?
It does in some sense, but the FCT is not a state.
Okay.
Do you get? It's governed by the president. Do you get? It's the only place in Nigeria that is the president that oversees. Other places are the governors. Do you get? So the Land Use Act functions more. Most of the clauses in the land use act functions more for the states. Then the FCT, in order to build, when they were creating the FCT, they have to create laws for the FCT.
Okay.
Do you get? So why the Land Use Act attend to the states, the FCT Act attends to FCT. Because many things in FCT are not the same. Like in FCT, we don't have local governments, but we have area councils. Do you get? It's only in FCT you can find that kind of thing. Do you get? And a few other things. So I think that's why they had to create the FCT Act
On its
specially for the FCT.
Yeah, because I know that letter of intent, if, to be honest, wouldn't apply here in Enugu.
It's not now.
Or like if someone would go to, like you have in Edo State, Oba's approval can serve
as a title.
As a title.
Yes,
so
Benin.
that was why I say it is jurisdictional. So each state also has its own.
Yes, sir.
So, all right.
Real estate is, you can argue that real estate is worldwide, but I also think it is local.
Okay.
It is local. Yeah, because each environment have languages they use.
Exactly.
They have ways of going on. So yes, you are.
Right. Thank
correct,
you.
Sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, I guess we don't have any other question, Abby. Thank you so much. I hope you did earn the value. I did earn the value of your time. Yeah. So please, more important than this knowledge is implementation. Yeah. So please, the little we have learned, let's just draw action plans around it and try to implement as much as possible. Enjoy a fantastic day, everybody. Bye for now. Yeah.